chicken, turkeys, rabbit, you name it!
I said Jerome and I.
Hey.
I said Jerome and I.
Hey.
I said Jerome. Watch your
In your
mouth.
mouth. Look.
Classic,
Good, y'all. We back at it for season 2. I appreciate everybody that showed support for season 1. And definitely want to still give a shout out for my boy Keegan and Nick. Definitely holding it down ever since day 1.
Hey, whistle.
It. So
new season, let's get it.
New season, new topics, some real crazy topics, right? First thing we're gonna talk about right now,
controversial.
We're gonna get real into it. Is the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. So today is the day we're shooting this, but when you guys see it's probably be a couple of days after. But today we just found out that all the charges that was against him, he is not guilty.
What is it? 5 counts? All 5 counts?
All 5.
I'm letting you know. I don't care what type of counts it is, but I'm. How did I see it? They said that I'm upset, but I'm not surprised.
Not surprised at all.
That's what I saw. Right?
This whole time it was going on, I was just like, we know what's going to happen. We've seen it so many times, so it's like,
yeah. And they started,
which is kind of fucked up that we don't even like feel a certain way about it anymore because we've seen it so many times.
That's the crazy thing, and I think going on what you just said right there, like we're so numb to all the BS that happens all the time, and realize that it ain't like this like he killed black people, and we're sitting here like, why are we not getting justice? Yeah, it's to the point to where we understand that we feel, or I feel at least that he did something wrong.
And he should be punished.
Not that he killed a colored person or not colored person, whatever. I felt no matter what, he did something wrong.
He is morally wrong for what he did.
Yeah, that's all I feel. Is he all wrong? I don't agree. I do believe in self-defense as a situation, but
100%.
In my opinion, if he had a handgun, to me, this would have been a completely different story, and I would have felt like that's self-defense. I would
have batted an eye about this shit.
If it was a handgun situation.
You don't like anybody with the ARs.
I don't see the purpose. I like if anybody, whoever watching, right? Please put in the comments or DM us or anything. Give me one good reason to have an automatic assault rifle or
in your house or on any property.
Give me one reason, because you can't say hunting. What are you hunting with an assault rifle?
That you need
a pack of wolves. Like what are you hunting? Right?
A bear.
Right.
Like you can defend your household with multiple handguns.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need an AR-15 or AK-47. No regular human
needs an AK-47 besides the dudes that's going overseas
or M16
to handle that business.
The people in our army, our justice system, the people who our police, like they deserve to have those things, whatever. But they shouldn't be in access to anybody regular. Honestly,
yeah.
If you go hunt,
it should be a gun law, especially with his age. He's 17.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't need that type of power at that young of an age.
Yeah, but it's.
But I think there should be like a clear, like how like government officials have like clearance levels. There should be a clearance level. Like if you're like a base job, like a security guard, you don't need access to that. All the way up to like army, you definitely don't need.
You need those things because
it should go like that.
But like none of us have a situation where someone breaks in our house and our handgun can't handle that. Like it does, like our handgun can handle that type of situation.
Or our handgun can handle multiple people.
Yeah. Or you have multiple handguns in your house, wherever, to protect your house. But there's no threat, no zombie apocalypse that's gonna happen in the next couple days.
Was that Kevin Hart joint?
The Purge.
Oh.
You caught me. Gun department.
Gun, that's Kevin Hart explained it in every situation, how to handle if someone breaks in your house or something like that. Oh, so it's like, I feel like that's where it just hurts me, bro, because it's like, I never could understand why someone would need it. And what he said was in one of the questions, the the prosecutor asked him was, why did he get the gun? He asked him multiple reasons, like, did you get it for hunting? He said no. Did you get it for such and such? He said no. And then he asked him why. He said, because it looked cool, right? You know what I did when I thought an M16 or AK-47 looked good?
I go play video games.
But but I got a paintball gun that was like a M16 paintball gun, right?
Or like a BB gun type.
Yeah, but I would never. But at the same time too, I would
Toys R Us got the little
never go outside in public and even act like that's even if I'm saying it's a paintball gun, I would never go outside and act like, hey, look at what I got. Like that's when I'm with the boys or we actually go paintball shooting type situation, right? But I will never make it seem like I thought I got that because I thought it was cool looking. That's a reason to get something an object like that. You don't get it an actual gun, like that because it looks cool.
I mean, it goes back on parenting too, because I seen pictures when he was like 4 or 5 when he had ARs. Like, what does a 5-year-old need an AR for? There's
like,
no.
I understand, and
there's no sense for that.
Yeah, the thing I want everyone to know too is like I don't think we all on the same page. Like where I don't feel we're saying that it's okay to have a gun. I don't. That's okay, right? You can teach your child or you can teach your kid whatever you want, but I feel like there's nothing that you are preparing them for to teach them how to just use assault rifles unless you're training them for the army. Like I don't know, unless we have some type of like the COVID stuff.
And even then, when if you say you're training from the army gives you that training already.
Exactly.
So
or unless COVID starts getting a little weird and stuff's getting out of hand, now we can start training. I don't know, but to me, in my opinion, there's like you do not need an assault rifle. Like, and it's just my opinion. Like I just don't. It just
it's just our opinion, but
yeah, I can't see it. But the next, all right. So we all good on that?
Yeah.
All right. So next topic. See, we're gonna get right into it. Now everybody has seen the video with the Zac Stacy.
And if you haven't seen the video, go on Twitter and
we'll put it right in the
well, first off, that was a hard video to watch though.
Yeah,
that was a crazy video.
It was only like a minute and I struggled to watch it. Just like the first few seconds, he just throwing her into the TV. It was I didn't like it at all. I had to cut it off.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Zac Stacy, former NFL running back, went to, where did he go, Keegan?
He went to Vanderbilt.
Drafted in the 5th round by the St. Louis Rams. So basically, long story short, when it comes to him, he got drafted and he had a really good first year. He had over 1,000 yards of total offense, had almost like 900 yards rushing or something like that. And then the next year was kind of average. I think he had a couple of injuries, knick-knack injuries. And then the year after, during that same second year, they had drafted Todd Gurley. Yep, right? So realize too that Todd Gurley is from another team that was in the SEC, Georgia, right? So going off what Keegan said too, like he requested a trade, right? Yep. So he requested a trade because he was obviously, Todd Gurley came out and he was looking good.
Yeah, especially with Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was great. Hold on, Todd Gurley was drafted like top 10. You draft somebody that high, you know they coming in starting.
Yeah, so
they coming in doing what they got to do.
Yeah, he had a couple situations where like obviously injuries and stuff like that, and then I think he got traded to the Jets.
Yep, New York
for 1 year. And that he didn't. I think he didn't even have over like 200 yards total rushing.
He had 89 total yards.
He didn't have over 100.
So obviously that probably is a lot of injuries or a lot of stuff that was like, whether that's politics or a lot of injuries that was going in his way. Then going off that, after that, he kind of went into like 2 years of like trying to find his way back into the league and bouncing back from team to team. And then he officially retired in 2017. Right. Yeah. So I found a little article that they
just so we're clear. He broke his ankle against the Buffalo Bills on the Jets. That's why he only had 90 yards. Just clarifying that.
Yep.
But go ahead.
So I found an article about when he first got drafted. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about like who he compared to and everything like that. So it was kind of crazy because the guy worded it. This is how he wrote it. The Rams traded up into the 5th round to grab the SEC product, Zac Stacy. So it must seem like they like him, right? Even if it's a little bit. Stacy had a lot of success against the tough SEC defenses. So obviously he's a player that you don't want to just not worry about, right? His measurables, height, and weight are similar to Ray Rice. Crazy, right?
Right.
Maybe that's just a coincidence, but it would be great if Stacy pans out for the Rams like Ray Rice did for the Ravens. So I don't know who that guy is, but I'll make sure I put that in the description too. But it's crazy because
we know what Ray Rice did.
We all know what Ray Rice did, right?
That boy fortune teller.
Like, and it's crazy because I remember when I first saw the video, obviously like what Nick said, it was hard to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think he was a running back. Like people in the NFL, bro, like I don't think people understand like
how big these dudes are, bro.
These dudes, I'm tall. I'm 5'11", and he's 5'9", but he looked like an inside. He looked like Patrick Willis, bro, like throwing her like that.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Crazy. That shit look nuts.
It's sad, man. You never really know, man. We forgot to say too, like he did retire, like we said in 2017 for injuries, and then to help his little brother with Down syndrome and stuff like that. Also, with
another thing with the video is though his daughter
is right there.
5 months.
It's 5 months.
Right
5 months old.
Right there, man. Like
I seen a lot of my female friends talk about it, and they were talking about how calm she was.
Bro, yeah,
because you can tell
it's normal because like if she would have got upset and tried to fight back, it would have been worse. Which is a scary situation for someone like me who has a lot of female friends. Like, have y'all been through this? Do y'all want to talk about this? So it's like you don't know what's going on in the home.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even notice that part, like that type of situation when you don't have someone fighting back like that, and it's probably because it's reoccurring. It happens all the time. But now it's like it's weird because did he not know it was a camera?
I seen something with that. Maybe she put the camera there because she
for
knew
that
for that reason. Or maybe also it's a baby, it's a newborn baby, it's a camera in the house. But
yeah, but you wouldn't have like it was multiple angles. Like I mean, shit. I mean, you're not gonna like not have your eye on your own child or whatever. But like I think it looks like not a setup, but like looks like she felt like he was gonna have one of his other episodes or something like that, and finally wanted proof, which is good for her. Like,
what I want to know is like because y'all said like back to what y'all said, piggyback on what y'all said, it's scary, but like I just want to know how many times that shit or that type of stuff happened to her for that to be normal, 1, and 2 for her to be like, you know what, I'm gonna get proof this time. Like how many times were there previously when you just was nights or days or whatever where you just that happened to you and nothing and you didn't do nothing about it or like recorded or nothing.
You never know, man.
It's crazy to think
you
about.
You never know, man. Like I go off movies when it comes to this type of stuff, right? First thing I think of is Medea, the movie with the famous little rich dude, and he was beating up on the, Medea's, I think it was a god baby or something like that, whatever. But like she would stay with him knowing that he wasn't like that he ain't shit. Like it would blow my mind.
I mean, I think it's hard to leave in those situations.
100%.
Something like that would happen. Like, oh, I'm going to leave you, and then bam, you get thrown into the TV.
Yeah.
So
and that's tough. Yeah. And it's tough, man.
But thank God he did get arrested. He did get arrested. I think yesterday that happened.
Yeah.
But
it's just you can
speaking from personal experience, like not personal experience, but speaking from personal experience, my aunt had that shit happen to her a lot. Where like I would be over her house and I would hear her man's, slap her, do whatever like that, and then they would go to bed and she had like a black eye or something like that in the morning. Like I was witness to that shit, to that type of stuff, and it's like we tried to help her. Me and my mother, everybody in our household tried to help her to get out of this situation. We're like, yo, look, come live with us. He can't mess with us over here. And if you do, we got these big things for him type thing. Like he can't do nothing about it. And her response was, I can't leave. I just can't leave.
See, it's hard to just get up and go.
Like, and she had like 3 or 4 kids at the time. And it was my nephews. And she said, I can't leave. I was like, we did all we could, literally every avenue. Called police, did all that. Didn't help.
It's
just crazy, man.
I hope if anybody else is out there too that's going through something similar like that, if it takes recording, if it takes just giving little small hints to your friends to make sure that they come at a certain time to your house or something, like just please, because that's these type of things like
they're gonna keep on. They're gonna keep on happening, and they're gonna keep on reoccurring. And don't think. And I'm not a female. I don't know what the female psyche is, but don't think that if he does it this time or if he relieves himself this time of it, it's not gonna happen again.
Or remember the one female who was dating that male bodybuilder, and she took him back and didn't press charges after that because she was saying it was my fault. on why he did that. And it was like, what? He's hitting you in the head with a whole
in no circumstance at all is like for a video like Zac Stacy or for any of these videos with these females, nothing is that crazy, or you didn't say nothing, or you didn't do nothing that to what a point where a man has to do that to you.
Yeah, you should never put your hands on a woman.
Never put your hands on a female.
Man,
it's never in life.
Even if you're getting beat up, I'm telling you, I've seen a dude getting beat up. Like my sister is a fighter. Okay, I didn't see her getting like beating up this dude, and everyone is still saying like, don't hit her. Like, and I'm like, dude, I would be knocking her out. Like, that's my sister. Like, I would have definitely hit her by now. Like,
get her one of these, like smooth, like smooth,
like
one of them joints.
She going in on you. Like, I would at least done something. But like, you know,
like, man.
But I mean, it's so tough, man. Like, and I just condolences out to her, and like, hopefully she's okay.
Condolences out her 5-month-old baby too. Yeah. Hopefully they don't do nothing to her.
And she gets some help, and hopefully she gets some support, and you know, some help from this. All right, last topic we're gonna touch on, definitely a sad situation too, where it was reported the rapper young Dolph was shot and killed, murdered right in his home,
in his own city,
not home but home city, right in front of a place where he was just advertising about how good the cookies was in Memphis, Tennessee, and stuff like that. So, my thing on this is that it just sucks seeing people famous, right? Famous, like same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Famous people, known around the world, right?
Yeah.
Still at home, still supporting the businesses that are at home and stuff like that. And something like that happening to you in front of a place to where you're comfortable. Like, I can say if, you know, you're in a situation like where you like he in Cali, and he get ran down on or something like that, right? You in somebody else's territory, you in somebody else's like stuff. Bro, you are at a store.
You at home. You're
at a store, a place that you go to multiple times. Same thing with Nipsey. You at a place where you go to multiple times.
You have a business out there for Nipsey. Like,
come on. Like, it's so sad to see. Like, you can tell it was like they had a plan. They premeditated. Premeditated as hell, bro. They called him when he didn't have none of his boys next to him. He was comfortable, obviously, because he didn't have any like body with him, and mostly. And it's like, it's just so sad. And then it's crazy, right? Because the people in the United States do better investigation than the police. They didn't figure it out who did it and all that and posted it everywhere based on these dudes posting their stuff on Instagram and Snapchat. Yeah. Like, I've never seen that. Like, within 2 days, you trying to tell me they didn't figure it out who did it based on him, what hat he wore, and they didn't switch to everybody who had a Fisher base hat, whatever hat he had on, whatever, and the shoes he had on, and the car that was driving off. They found every picture that involved that and how they were connected to Young Dolph. I'm like, bro, like, that's crazy.
That's CIA work right there.
I feel like it's tough with like athletes and rappers when you leave and you make it big. People always want to call you sellouts, but when you do come home, you get run down. That's why a lot of people, when they do make it big, they never go back home. And I don't have a problem with it because you know what your hometown is about. You know what they do. So
yeah, it's very sad, man.
Bro, what I heard from the situation that makes shit even sadder is he was there he was picking up cookies for his mom. Like, just simple shit like that. Just picking up cookies for his mother. Like, mom was back in the house. She wanted some cookies. He went to go out and got merch for it. It's just crazy. Like, you see dudes like, you know, Chief Keef still ain't been back to Chicago. T Grizzly went back to Detroit, and he was actually the one that got out, but his auntie ended up getting shot and killed in that whole situation. Like, just shit like that. Like, bro, like I heard
all those guys not in Chicago no more.
I heard a quote on the radio the other day. It was like what do we say? It was something along the lines of like, if you're a local rapper and if you're local, everybody loves you.
No, yeah, I've seen that.
As soon as you cross over, you start getting haters, and nothing stems more than from your hometown of haters. That shit is
right. If you
corny, bro.
Hey, look, if you was getting 200 views, everybody would be supporting you.
Everybody be loving you. Like, oh yeah, bro, give my nigga a shot, bro. But once you make it like fucking Big Sean and them, all of a sudden you a sellout.
Mm-hmm. So what's crazy is that so I know y'all gonna make a face over it, but Montana 300 had a quote that I like really liked, right? And he said the way he look at life a lot is like a Uno game, playing Uno, right? So you got guy, you got to depending on how big your circle is, whatever like that, right? But in the Uno game, who's the people that can hurt you the most?
People next to you. Yeah, right? I know where you're going with this.
Right,
yeah,
right. So, and he's saying like sometimes like the person that's afar, whatever that like that's not technically next to you yet, can become next to you based on who get out, right, or something like that. Whatever when you play, and he's like, as much as you like love these people that's next to you, and like you understand that that's your family, like your boys and all that type of stuff, they can be plotting against you and you don't even know it, like. And it's like they can be helping you. And like, say if you playing Uno and you hit a draw 2 and he tell you, I bet, draw it again, boom. And then you stack it, like, for the next person next to you. And now y'all, and it's the teamwork. But at the end of the day, he can still hit you with a draw 4 real quick, like to the point to where you're like, damn, like every time I think of that, I think of the Allen Iverson, like, damn, you hit me with a draw 4, a little meme that he had up, whatever. But like, it's just one of those situations where you never really know, because ain't no way he just at the store and like no one told these guys that that's where he was at, or they did this on them. Like just those 2 dudes made that situation happen by themselves. Like,
like that, like bro, like they had to be following him from his mama's crib or from his crib entirely. Go to where his car was at, because again, like they said in the video, that was the only car in the city that looked like that. That was his only one. So they followed his car all the way up to that joint. Wait till he got inside, murked him, and then ran off. That shit is disgusting, bro.
And you can tell that it was obviously predetermined, but it wasn't like super thought out, because how do you not know it's a camera right there?
They just kind of just went for it.
Yeah, and how do you not know it's a camera right there? Like if these, that's the thing that kills me around people. Like you have to if you're gonna do something as dumb as this, like you got to know how you can get caught possibly, right? You got to think of every scenario. Like, okay, if I do this, this is
what people don't think about that. People
just
think
just make a decision, but yet you don't even know it's a camera right in front of you.
Nah, bro,
and then you post look, and then you post on Instagram the same outfit you just killed somebody in.
Bro, them niggas don't think, bro. They don't be thinking. They be like, they do it, and they be like, oh yeah, bro, I ain't gonna get caught, bro. Fuck it, bro. And they just live off that rush. They live off that adrenaline, that endorphin rush for however long it lasts, and then all of a sudden you get caught, you behind bars for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's
all about chasing clout. All about clout chasing.
Yeah. But condolences out to him too, and his family, and all his.
Condolences out to his family, dog. Because he was a family man.
And the thing is, he was somebody who I think in that area they looked at him as like a Nipsey type guy, whatever, too, like to where he supported everybody over there, and like I know he was close with Deion Sanders too, and like always supported like what Deion was doing when he got his job and all that. So it's just real sad, man. And so much bad is going on in the world, man. And I just, want everybody to make sure that we looking out for like each other when it comes down to it. Make sure that we're, looking out for your loved ones and looking out for people that you care about, and just keep your head, look over your shoulders, man.
Yeah, keep your head on the swivel out here, man.
Keep your head on the swivel. So
it is.
But all right, that's definitely the end of episode.
Black men deserve
season
to live
2
till they old, man.
Thanks.
And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is kind of how most of the new episodes is gonna go. It's gonna be kind of real quick, straight to the point, not like kind of having a full dialogue, whatever. We don't have, basically, we ain't gonna have an hour-long situation. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back episode 2 soon. Appreciate it.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.